I want to leave the tubs in the bathrooms, but I want to either surface coat them or wrap them. You know, they put the wrap thing around it, and some nice tile on the walls. I want to put brand new toilets in every single bathroom because nobody wants to poop on somebody else's toilet, right? They want a brand new one, and that's a psychological thing. And you know, a new vanity with a new sink, and I use all the mid-grade stuff. It's like 2 steps above builder quality, and people buy builder quality all day long and love it. And everybody walks into my house and they're like, "Oh my God, this is nice. This is great." And honey, I want to live here. and what does the guy do? Yes, dear. Happy wife.
Happy life.
Amen. It works. So what happens here is if she comes back and says, "Hey, I can do everything that you said for the 25.5, the problem is it needs an air conditioner." I said, "Well, what's wrong with the one that's there?" And she says, "There isn't one there. They stole it. They stole the copper out of it." All right. So how much is that? Okay, so we figure out how much that is. So at this point, I've already made my offer, because if you look down here, it says maximum allowable offer is 168, and the starting offer is 124. So after I factor all these numbers, it gives me these 2 numbers here. I've made my 124 offer. So let's say they've accepted my 150 offer. You know, we've negotiated to 150. Right? You with me? Anybody not with me? Okay. Anybody not? Everybody raise your hand. Some of them work. So what happens is now she's telling me, oh, it's going to be $35,000, so it's another $10,000 to do repairs on the property. So if it's another $10,000, what am I going to ask for? No. If I've got $5,000, is it 29? Gosh darn it, I can't see.
It's 29.
It's 29,000. So if it's $39,000, I'm going to ask for half of that. The 39,000. So what's half of 39? Somebody do the math real quick. 39. $18,000, roughly 19. Let's say 20 grand. Make it easy. Yeah. So I'm going to go back and do a price reduction for $20,000, and I'm going to ask for 4 things. My contractor has gone out. We calculated that it was going to be X amount of dollars, $20,000 to do the repairs. It's actually going to be $40,000 of repairs. She's going to send me a bid over, which shows everything that's going to be done. Trust me, the real estate agent that's the selling agent knows this already. When they do the BPO and for the bank or whoever the seller is, and they calculate what the repairs are going to be, they've already done what we're doing. They know this. Does everybody understand that? So when you go to them and say it's $40,000 to do the repairs, they know that. They also know that they could get it done for $30,000, right? So remember that. So I asked for $20,000 in a price reduction. Do I need $20,000? I only need $10,000 because I built it into my math already, right? So when they come back and they say, "Oh, there's no way we can give you $10,000. The best we can do is $5,000." That's where you negotiate back to 10, and then you just got her 10 grand. If you get 7, you go back to her and you say, "Look, I can't get the 10. I can only get 7. Can you do it for 7?" And she might be able to. Did I go too fast for you? You guys get that? Okay? You can do all of this in your head. Yes?
I have a good question. Do you skip the property inspection, or do you just go with the contractors?
At this point, all we've done is looked it up online.
Sure.
You know, no, there's no reason to do an inspection until I own it.
Okay.
If now I've got it under contract and I'm still negotiating, I don't own it yet. We're still negotiating. And I go through, I have a time frame that I have to do this, and I'm going to do this all up front really fast. Is anybody else really warm in here? Can we turn the air up a little bit? Yeah, or turn it on. I'm like, so if they say, you know, we'll give you 10 out of the 20, you know, go away grumpy. But go away and take the money. Okay? So what happens is, this is lipstick on a pig. If you need more money, you're going to know how much, because she's going to go out there and you might have sent another contractor out there that said the exact same thing. Okay, so now you don't even have to be in the state that the house is. because she can go look at it. Another contractor can go look at it. You can call the organizer of the meetup and say, hey, I'm getting these conflicting answers, even though they're coming up the same. I'm getting these conflicting answers. Do you know somebody that can just go out there and look at it for me and give me an idea of what's going on? They'll be more than happy to do that. People call me and they ask me advice all the time, and I give it to them freely. Because I want to do business with you. I want things to work well. I want you to be happy. I want to be happy. I want you to keep calling me.
If it's a rental, what do you do in that situation if there's tenants in the building? Someone living there.
The last few years, I don't think I've bought anything that wasn't vacant.
Okay.
So if there's tenants in there, you just have to work around the time frames of 48 hours or 24 hours. Usually at this point, if you've got an accepted contract and they say, oh, we need 48 hours to tenant notice and all that, that's going to be reflected in my offer as far as time frames. And that can't be thrown up to me like after I've already got it under contract. Yes?
You ever snake the lines from the house to the sewer in the street if it's an older home before you actually purchase?
I'll ask the contractor, because the contractor will know if they're working in that area, if they're having to do a lot of those types of repairs and whatnot. That's something that you would converse with the contractor when you're going out there. You're my eyes and ears out there. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you think is going to be expected. All my numbers calculate everything except uh-ohs. If there's an uh-oh, that's where we add it to this number, and then we cut it in half and go back and ask for the price reduction. So it's paid for. Okay? If they don't give you a price, okay, there's 4 options. Number 1, you're going to give me a price reduction. Okay? So I want $10,000 off of my $150,000, so I'm going to pay you $140,000 for the house, right? Or we do a credit at closing. Okay, I'm going to give you $150,000, but you're going to give me a $10,000 credit at closing, right? Or I want you guys to do the repairs, right? Because if you guys do the repairs and I don't have to do it, that's okay. We're still doing our, and then we only have one option left. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I've literally done that sitting across the table from you. And they're like, "Are you flipping me off?" I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah. No, if you don't want to do any of these things, then I'm out. Just like they say on the Shark Tank, I'm out. And do it dramatically. I'm out. No, don't do that. Because you're on the phone, they can't see you. And then you look stupid standing in the Starbucks doing that. All right, so what happens is let's say everything works good and you get the price reduction. Now you got to go on. We got to figure out what the costs are going to be, right? The fair market value is $249, I think, from what I could see. The estimated cost of fair market value is 10%. There's $24,990. I'm not going to go through this, but if you want to, on your own time, go through that, and you'll see there's a lot of money left over after closing. It gives you all the money to pay for your closing costs, your down payment monies, on your deposit monies on your utilities, because don't forget you got to turn those on, and it gives you about 4 months worth of holding costs. Okay, if you're going to have to pay a hard money lender mortgage payments. It also gives you 4% to pay the real estate agent when they sell the house for you. And you're saying, but Cliff, they want 6%. Not if they're selling my house. Oh, did I do the emphasis right? Not if they're selling my house. If you want to do it, I'll pay you 4%. You're not going to have to market it. It's going to be a complete rehab, and it's ready to go. Right? You can start selling it tomorrow. Yes?
On your rehabs, when it's vacant, how often do you use the security system to make sure the place isn't trashed
Every single time.
every single time?
Yeah. Yeah, and you want to make sure you get a monitored video surveillance and with the cameras, and make sure you can replay the things. Right? Did anybody see that home invasion that just recently happened? The guys come in with the guns and everything, and the kids, and they pistol whipped the woman. They got it all on film. And the idiot goes like this with his mask to talk to the other guy right in the camera. And I'm like, and that's another reason to have a gun in like every room of your house. So, nobody got hurt. Well, I mean, injuries occurred, but nobody got seriously hurt. But the 10% here will give you 4% to pay for the agent. Now, if the agent that brings me the deal, I say, look, I'm going to fix this up and I'm going to sell it, I pay 4% commission. Do you know anybody that wants to buy it? Okay? I do bus tours, you know, like a 2-day event where you come to my bus tour, and what happens is one of the things, I walk through the houses with everybody, and I show, this is a wall, and this is a light, you know. No, I get in details. But one of the things is you'll find this, and if you've ever gone into a house that's for sale, on the countertop in the kitchen is what? Tons of business cards of other agents that have gone through the house. Take them. Take them. I'm saying it to the camera. Because they put them there so that you can take them. Because somebody will say, oh no, they put those there to tell the realtor that they had shown the property. No, that's on the lockbox that when they sign in with the super box, it tells the agent exactly what's going on. They put those things there for people to take them. So what you do is you take all those business cards, and when you get the property under your control and you now own it and you're going to rehab it and everything, what do? You call them and you say, hey, Fred, I noticed that you went through the house on blankety blank street, and it was a pretty messy house. Do you remember that house? Oh, yeah, you remember it? Now, did you look at it for like a preview, or did you have a client that was interested in it? Oh, you had a client that was interested in it? Then why didn't they buy it? Oh, they want it all fixed up and they don't want to do repairs? Ha ha, have I got a deal for you, right? And there's your sale. Now, you call your agent and you say, get on that guy, close the deal, you're going to get 3%, or you're going to get 1%, he's going to get 3%, and let's do another one. And if the agent says, no, I don't do that, next, I don't have a listing agreement with that person, I'll just get somebody else to do it. You see what I'm saying? Give me things and I'll pay you for it. List something online and walk away and go to another meeting somewhere, I don't pay for that. Does that make sense? I pay for work and activities and actions. So, total estimated cost, oh, so right here, the hard money transaction cost, I throw 5% in there. 5% of 240 is what? 15,000 bucks, roughly, 12,000 bucks? That's about how much it would cost if you did a hard money loan on that for your points up front plus a couple months of payments. Okay? So that leaves you with these two numbers here, 124 to 165, right? That's your range. You offer 124,000 bucks and you bid up to that 165. If it goes over that, you don't buy it. Okay? If it goes under that, you keep negotiating until you meet. So if you offer 124 and they say, oh my God, well, we wouldn't take anything less than 130. So well, how about 125? You see what I'm saying? Watch that pawn shop show with the guy from Detroit, the little short guy with the hair that keeps gradually going in the back of his head, you know, because he's getting balder as it goes. Les, yeah. Watch that guy negotiate. I'm like, dude, I would have taken it 15 minutes ago. And he keeps going. They come in. I've got this slide projector. It's worth $5,000. Oh, what do you want for it? $5,000. He says, well, I'll give you 15. Oh, I couldn't take anything less than 1,500. He's like, how about 12? You know, he's really good. Just negotiate. I mean, you don't have to take it. Even if it's below that amount, you can still negotiate and still get a better deal. And then if you get extra money on the deal, what do you do with it? No, you send it to me. Nobody ever gets that. Anyways, so there's your purchase price. And here's a cool thing, right? And it was a 1,200 square foot house, so there's your square footage numbers if you want to learn all about that stuff. It's really not important. But the desired profit is, if I'm going to buy, fix, and sell it, I want to make 10%. I work on margins. If I buy a $250,000 house, I want to make what? It's a $245,900 house, I want to make $24,900 bucks, right? Yes, sir.
Do you find it easier to use hard money rather than spend the time looking for private loans, or?
It depends on what my out strategy is on so anybody here want to learn how to wholesale? Okay? This is the most intelligent way to wholesale. Once I've got this house under control, I use land trust. Anybody ever hear of a land trust? Okay. You have to call them a trust now because of all of. If you have the word land in land trust, a lot of title companies now are not going to do that. They will not secure the title insurance on a land trust.
My son is purchasing a house with a land trust.
Where?
State of New Hampshire.
Okay. A little bit different up there.
And
Attorneys close, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And well, no, it's a title company.
Oh, okay.
Well, the title company is owned by an
Attorney, yeah.
Anyway, so they don't. The lender, because he's getting a loan, he's doing a 203K.
Okay.
You know.
The lender doesn't want it to be held in
Right.
that.
So they're going to do a close and then
And
immediately.
close it right after. Perfect, perfect. Extra expense sucks. Lenders are idiots, but hey, I understand them. They want to come after you. It's literally easier if they think about it. All they have to do is have a pre-made assignment of beneficial interest in the effect of a default that the beneficial interest transfers over to the lender,
They
and
just
boom,
put
they
that
have
in
no
their
closing
close.
costs.
Right.
No foreclosure costs.
Right.
I could change the world. Anyways, it's true. So I use a trust. So I'm the not really, but to make the story easy to understand, I'm the beneficiary. Jake is my trustee. Jake is buying the house for the trust, right? So if I'm the beneficiary, nobody knows that because it's private information.
Does that land trust get recorded where people can read it and see who the beneficiary?
No, it's a private agreement between two parties to purchase real estate anonymously. That's what it's designed
But they'll
for.
still see who bought it.
The trustee.
No, the original purchase before it transferred.
On your case, yes. But that person doesn't own the property anymore.
Right.
I don't own it.
Right.
So just make sure, I'm giving away stuff for free here. Make sure the LLC is the beneficiary.
Right.
And which state, Jake, for the LLC? Want to give them a freebie?
For the LLC, we want to give them a freebie,
Yeah, give them a freebie.
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
And the reason for that, and this is a big freebie. Okay, so this is just a freebie, this is a freebie.
Yeah.
The thing that distinguishes to a great extent LLCs, because any LLC is good, and one of the reasons why is because a lot of them can be passed through entities. It's like being a sole proprietor with all the tax advantages, which is great.
Are you saying the lender will let you purchase it in an LLC?
No. Some hard money lenders may.
No, I'm talking about a conventional.
No.
All right,
But
so-
anyway.
No, they want a person.
I'm sorry, getting
Fee
back
simple.
to this, is the fact that the sole remedy on an LLC is something called a charging order. A charging order is kind of confusing. I remember when I first was learning about them many years ago in the galaxy, far away, that I didn't really understand how they worked. Just like when I first learned about trusts, I thought, this is too good to be true. This can't really be this way, but it is. But if the charging order is your only remedy, and if the state law
It's huge.
proscribes and shuts down other avenues, in other words, the judge can't make an en banc ruling and say something like, well, this charging order says this, but we're going to allow them to take that Ferrari over there and that Maserati over there, and we're going to allow them to take that.
They can't do
We're
that.
going to allow them to sell your children into slavery and stuff like that. I'm exaggerating for a purpose. Then, if the LLC does not make a distribution,
This is
creditor
huge.
can't collect.
Huge. The LLC has to make a distribution in order to be taken.
If it never does, that creditor can't collect on that. That puts the LLC in a catbird seat, so to speak, as far as either just flat not doing it and opening another LLC and doing business with that from now on, which is one of the reasons why, remember, LLC, limited liability, that's the concept on that, or you can negotiate the debt down.
But here's the cool thing, and that I didn't want to
And
get
not
in.
only that, attorneys know that going in.
He's
You don't
an attorney,
have to wait
man.
until there's a judgment in order to do that.
Your Honor, I object.
So what you're saying is his land trust right now lists him as his first and last name is the beneficial.
We do a radio show. I never get to talk.
I'm sorry. So just
No.
the beneficiary should be an LLC.
Yes, and the cool thing is you can't go to Wyoming and say, who owns this? They don't disclose that.
They'll say who's on first.
Who's on first? I don't know. Third base, right? So what happens is if your trust, or land trust in this instance, is a private agreement between me and the trustee, and I'm the beneficiary, which is actually an LLC from Wyoming, that may or may not have my name on it. It could be owned by another LLC, right? There's no way for them, there's no way for them to find out whose name is on that piece of paper that's sitting in my vault.
And that's not the way it is in all states, but it is that way in Wyoming, which is why.
Yeah.
One reason why. I
And
say
then-
But here's the
Has
cool
any
thing.
connection to
As soon as I
Wyoming,
close on,
anything else?
well, as soon as I close on the transaction, his name is on public records,
Right,
right?
right.
So it's Lawrence Jacobson, trustee for the International Jewish Trial Lawyers for Crippled Children Land Trust, right? What? That's not funny.
Go ahead.
Who's going to sue a Jewish trial lawyer? Anyway, all the lawyers laugh.
New York chapter.
Yeah, New York chapter. So, no, there really is a land trust out there. I just don't know who owns it. What happens is, oh, Jake, we just closed on the transaction, you're fired. Now he has to, I have to appoint a new trustee. That does not get recorded. 2 years down the road, someone falls and they sue the trust, right? They're going after the owner of record. They're going to call Jake up and they're going to say, hey, Jake, we're suing you. And he's like, that's fantastic. I'm not the trustee anymore. Well, who is?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we're going to waterboard you until you tell us. See, they can't do that, right? So, there it ends.
My attorney wouldn't be the trustee because she was so worried about her malpractice insurance.
Oh my God. So then just tell her, say, look, just be the trustee for this time, and as soon as we close, you're fired.
Right.
Well, and it gets better.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only telling you
Yeah.
that because we have a limited amount of time. But there's things that you
Yeah,
can
half
do
an hour.
There's things you can do with a combination of a limited liability company or land trust that are like managed. I mean, they're really
Yeah.
like managed.
Yes, sir.
It would be the right time, but at some point before you do, can you talk about the importance of having an attorney work with you on wholesaling in places like California?
In California, the only thing I do in California is wholesale. I do not own property in California. I do not rent property in California. I'll just get in the middle of a deal, okay? And using trusts. And you really, well, Jake is in law. I mean, he's retired now, but, you know, that stuff doesn't evaporate out of your head when you don't do that stuff anymore. So with my knowledge and his knowledge, we know what to do, okay? To be compliant, to be in compliance. And it's really simple and easy to do when you know what you're doing. Now, the hard thing becomes when nobody understands what you're doing. And that's where you need somebody that can tell them what they're going to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, because we work with attorneys all the time that say, oh, you can't do that. Why not? We don't do land trusts. You know what we do? We take the document and we remove the word land. And it's what kind of trust is it? See, I don't even know. It's a
Well, I mean. there's
Non-recourse-
different kinds of trusts, but the two main
yeah.
kinds are revocable trust.
revocable and
then
non-revocable.
There's another kind of trust called an irrevocable
Yeah.
trust. But the type that we work with in this situation is just a revocable trust. And a land trust is no different in its nature from
It's
any other
ridiculous.
sort of revocable trust like the Jake's Family Trust or
Yeah.
Jake's Family
My
Trust
personal residence was in a
that you
revocable
use for
Yeah.
estate planning.
in Santa
They're
Barbara.
revocable. which
Yeah, so you're protected. Who's the beneficiary? Don't say that. You're
Well,
just
I
filming
am my
it.
attorney.
Yeah. So somebody is the beneficiary. It could be your kids, could be your estate, could be your trust. You could have an LLC or whatever. But that document is not recorded. The owner is recorded, who is the owner, who is the trustee. Title goes to the trustee, care of, or usually what you do is you want the name on the end, and you want it 140 characters or more. So that when they do a search on the computer, it only comes up as the name of the trustee, or the trust, and they never see the trustee. So they can't do public record searches and find Jake because it doesn't come up on it. Okay? A lot of things that, if you know what you're doing, you can really play this game really good. And it is a game. But it's a game of knowledge.
You own property in any state in a Wyoming LLC?
Yes, because you own it in a trust. and I'm going to say land trust, but in Sacramento, they won't do a land trust. You have to just call it a trust. So I've been doing land trust for like the last 8 years. So I say, hey, Jake, we're going to do a land trust. He knows what I'm talking about. And then he goes and tells the attorney, oh, we're doing it in a revocable trust. And they're like, oh, okay. So then they say, we need to see a copy of that trust. And you send it over to them blank. Well, that's the trust we're using. Okay? Because it's none of their business. And if they say, oh, well, you know, we have to send this to the attorneys, that's where you need somebody that can speak attorney and tell them to pound sand that this is the way you're going to do it because that's protocol, this is the way it's done, everybody does it this way, and it's none of your business, you know, of who is the beneficiary. It isn't. It's none of their business. The purpose of doing a trust is to keep the beneficiaries safe from public attack, you know, to make it sound really cool. Does that make sense? All right. So let me get back to this real quick. We got off on a cool tangent, though. Did you guys learn anything on that? How do you hold property? In a trust. Right? Why? Because it makes you invisible. Let's say I'm in Costco, and he's in Costco, and I run over his foot with the cart, breaks his foot, and he's a tap dancer. And he's like the world-renowned... He's a world-renowned tap dancer. Hey, I mean, you know, Michael Jackson danced. He was pretty cool. So, and now he can't dance. So if I have 468 rental properties in my name, who's going to find that? His attorney. How? They're going to do what? Private investigator. Will the private investigator find all my assets? Exactly. So he walks in. He doesn't have any money because, you know, he's a beginning tap dancer. Even though he's world-renowned, he's been amateur, and now he's going pro. So, that's a joke. But what happens is he's like, I want to sue this guy. He broke my foot. I can't do my career anymore. And he was driving a Bentley, and he has to have money. So the attorney sends the private investigator on me and finds out that I own 465 or 468 rental properties free and clear in my name. He's going to come back and say, gosh, you know, this doesn't happen rare, but it sounds like you have a really good case. Right? And inside, the guy's like, oh my God, I can pay for my daughter's wedding and her school and the college and everything because we're going to take this guy to the hill. Right? And they're going to sue the crap out of me. Do they have to win for it to cost me money? No. And I heard on the radio the other day that to defend a situation like that today can cost to get a, what do they say when they dismiss it? What is that called? Dismissed? And normally he's got an 18-page Latin word.
Dismissal without prejudice.
Yeah.
Dismissal with qualification.
Yeah.
Dismissal with prejudice.
But that's going to cost me about $100,000 in today's legal world. Okay? Might be $20,000, but still, it's somewhere between $20,000 and $100,000. Depends on how vicious his attorney is. Yes.
So, for our realtor here, who gets a commission and says, well, you can't wholesale in California and collect any money.
I'm not wholesaling.
Well, I'm talking about when you do.
No.
No, I'm in California.
Yeah.
So you only wholesale in California, you said.
Right.
Okay. Have an attorney do that closing paperwork to make sure it's the property and you show it as a capital gain rather than a commission so you don't end up in trouble acting like a realtor. Is there something in there that you can say the value of the
Yeah, because all I do is change the beneficial interest of the trust, which has nothing to do with the transaction of real estate.
And that's where the attorney comes in,
Mhm.
because if you don't have somebody that knows what they're doing, very
It's
helpful.
POC. It's paid outside of closing. Me being the beneficiary has nothing to do with that transaction. The only thing that happens is between Jake and the seller and the agent and the title company. I'm in the Bahamas, and this guy over here paid me $5,000 for my beneficial interest.
If you didn't have the attorney, it might be difficult to figure all that out.
It'd be really difficult.
It'd be really difficult, and that's why, yes, I do coaching, right? No big secret. That's why we help people do that. In fact, we just did that with The kids, I call them kids because, I'm 53 now. It's like everybody's younger than me. I don't like that. Yeah. But with the horse ranch.
Oh, little house.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
the horse ranch too.
Yeah, the horse ranch. So, we do massive corporate structure. You want to get totally invisible and totally liability free. Jake does that. I help him do that on the real estate side. So, we do offer coaching for that.